Hey guys, welcome to my response video to Trisha Hirschberger's Naked Truth video on self-confidence. Got it. I really enjoyed this week's Naked Truth because for most of my life I've been a little bundle of self-doubt and reservedness, for lack of a better word. So I thought that this was a great opportunity for me to kind of show where I am now as opposed to a few years ago, as well as kind of find out how I got here. To give you an idea of where I was before, I'll just say that I won the quietest senior superlative when I graduated, so there's that. And that's really what influenced me to change my life, because I was embarrassed to win that. I thought that was kind of lame and I didn't like it. So I came up with 3 methods of how I changed my life. Method 1 was learning how to make fun of myself and how to make fun of my insecurities. And these aren't real, by the way. These are like safety glasses. So yeah, I just kind of learned how to take the things that I am insecure about and make them into a joke. And not in a super self-deprecating way, but in a way that I actually kind of think is funny. Because most of the things that I am insecure about are stupid, really, when I think about it. Some of them aren't really, but for the most part, now I think they're kind of dumb. And a good example is my biggest insecurity probably is my eyes. And I took a psychology class a few years ago where one day we discussed a study that showed that people who have more symmetrical faces are generally considered to be more attractive. And when we were talking about that, I just kind of looked over at my friend who also took the class, and I was like, oh, even science says I'm ugly. And I just kind of laughed it off. And although he didn't really know what I was talking about, it was more for me, because as soon as we started talking about it, I immediately started to panic and think that somehow everybody else in that lecture hall was thinking about me and how my face isn't really super symmetrical, even though there's like 200 people in the lecture hall and I knew maybe 3 of them. So it was kind of really irrational, but nonetheless, it's something that I go through a lot. And so developing that kind of mechanism really saves me on kind of a daily basis. And learning how to make fun of yourself can also save you for times where you just kind of embarrass yourself by like falling or whatever. Because if you're able to laugh at what you just did, it'll take the attention off of how you may have just like ran into a wall, and it'll make them laugh and kind of forget about it right away. So it's really kind of just an invaluable trait to have. And the second thing that really helped me was realizing the difference between how I think of myself and how others think of me. I am naturally a very self-critical person. I will never be good enough for myself. And for the longest time, I kind of thought that other people thought that about me as well. And I just assumed that everybody else was as critical of me as I am of myself. Except for one day I was thinking about how I'm not critical really of other people like that at all. And I'm really not that unique of a person, so why would other people think that critical of me if I don't think that critically of other people? Like, it just doesn't make sense. And as soon as I realized that, it lifted a huge weight off of my chest, because I no longer had to try to live up to these vague standards of other people that, although I knew, or although I believed they were high, I didn't really know exactly what they were. And it brought all the attention to just me changing what I wanted to according to my own standards. And that really helps now on a daily basis as well, because I can walk down the street now without thinking that other people are looking only at like my acne or my like 7-year-old shoes that are falling apart. And I can focus that attention now on trying not to like fall down when I'm walking to class, as silly as that sounds. Or I can focus on creating a to-do list in my head of things that I need to complete throughout the day. And the third thing that I did was when I came to college, I surrounded myself with confident people. When I left for college, I basically came here by myself. Nobody from my school came with me, so I had to make an entirely new group of friends. And I chose to make friends with people that were different from who I hung out with in high school. Not totally different, but that would kind of force me out of my comfort zone and expose me to new things so that I would feel kind of uncomfortable and I could learn from that and grow into who I want to become more easily. Because being the reserved person that I was, I'm not going to naturally seek out new experiences. And I'm much more likely to do new things if other people are with me. And those three things have really helped, just in general. And although I'm not done with my journey, I'm so much farther along than I was 3 years ago. And I know that I started out here and I'm only here. I have so much further to go. And it's an amazing feeling. So I hope that that made sense, and I hope that I'm able to edit this into something that is good. And I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired, and I will be back next week with a new video. So, bye.